Kind of time to get down to business, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's always been like that from day one. Since I stepped here from the first day of camp. Running our conditioning test, and it's always been like that for me. I think the main thing, I know the question is, do I have anything to prove, or do I want to get out there fast? And I think for me, this injury has taken two things away from me. And I dedicate this, and I'm dedicated to this injury. Because it's taken so many things away from me. In terms of my love for the game, or there's times I haven't seen my son in 3 weeks. So not being able to travel back because I stay here and do. I would only see him once a week. I'd have to drive there and then come back, but I'd have to stay and get do therapy and stuff like that. So it's not just on the field deal. It's an off the field for me as well. And I believe in the man upstairs. So I always pray and ask for that stuff. So I think that's a question for me as well. Like, do I have to prove something? And I work hard, and everything I do, I try to do the best of my ability, and try to outwork the next man. But I know it's an iffy situation, But I do want to get on the field as fast as possible. Whenever our trainer Joe gives me the green light, that's where we're at.
So this has kind of tested your desire to make this happen, huh?
Like I said, there's so many different, not seeing my son and not being able to play football, a lot of people will go crazy, So I'm balancing that out, and I know it's important. I know that, but at the same time, this injury, I'm dedicated to it, and I'm dedicated to getting healthy as fast as possible so I can help the Browns. So that's really where we're at.
Your son's in Columbus, is that correct?
He's in Pittsburgh, sir.
Do you think you could play Saturday then, or does it depend on tomorrow?
I would love to. It depends on tomorrow. I felt real good today. Caught about 4 or 5 balls in practice, so I felt good today. But it's it really comes down to Coach Pett and what Coach Joe come up with. What our trainer Joe comes up with. It's really, to me, I want to go, but it's not my call. I'm not the professional in that area, and if I can make the decision, I'd go. But
did you rush it back, and looking back when you came back the first time?
I think so. I don't. I think no and yes and no, because I never had this injury, so they have me feeling good. I think we have great trainers here, and they take their craft and their work very serious, and they got me up and running, and I was like, I was running full speed straight ahead, and I was like, I feel pretty good. Then I got to Buffalo and it tightened up, but when we got through the MRI and stuff like that, ended up saying that it was better the second time I did it than the first. So we were making big progress, even though I had a second fall off, with it. So that's positive news, and I feel a lot better today. Running routes didn't really get tight on me or nothing like that. But I guess that's where we're at. I don't really know the answer to anything else in terms of that.
So has the injury also made you appreciate playing even more? Does it make you hungrier or want to hang on to this as long as you can?
I think once I start playing, I'll be fine. Getting in the games, I'll be fine, because that's what I believe I'll be as a playmaker. Making plays. So I just think it's just getting on the field and getting some plays, getting some reps, and I think that's the situation right now is that I haven't been on the field. And we've seen it in practice. They've seen it in practice, but we haven't seen it in the game. So that's the situation. That's where we're at. And I don't really know the answer to give you guys because I don't know. But all I can do is every day is be here early on time for my therapy, stay upbeat in the meetings, ask questions, and keep on staying on the vets in terms of their routes and stuff that I thought I needed to work on. And that's all I could really do. There's nothing. I can't do anything.
Coach Patton seems pretty realistic about expectations for you. He said today that they realize that you are a project with this position switch. What are you hoping to accomplish or show if you're able to get on the field Saturday night?
I don't think. I think before, because we're going and it's progressing. I think that's a project, switching over. But I don't think it's a project. I think it's it's a matter of getting reps, and then going out there and using my ability and trying to help the team, however I can. So I don't know.
Were you able to catch balls from the jugs gun while you were running?
Oh yeah, I do every day about around 250, 280, off the jugs, So I'm constantly working, constantly trying to do the best I can. It's just unfortunate that I have this little injury.
So
hopefully.
when you're doing that, you're catching one hand at like all various positions, or
I go one hand like 50 for 50 with my right, one hand with my left for 50, then I catch straight on for 50, and then I just go back and forth, like step back, and so I don't see it and stuff like that. So I just try to mix it up, do deep balls. I try to do different things, you know, try to stay active as much as I can, you know, because I know the reps out here are precious, you know. And, I don't know.
You've heard the phrase, you can't make the club from the tub.
Yeah.
Do you worry this is going to cost you a spot?
You know, for me, I don't really worry too much about things like we talked about before. I don't worry about things I can't control, because at the end of the day, it's going to be Mr. Farmer. It's going to be for him to make the decision, you know, to get guys upstairs and, you know, the owner and Coach Pett. So I can't decide. I can't make that decision. You know, all I can do is just follow their protocol for the injured list and do the best I can for my hamstring.